Hey everyone, welcome to A-Tech Reviews. Today is a very exciting day for me because I'll be reviewing the DUNU DaVinci. I want to show you guys a few things about it, talk about a few things that impressed me, and I just want to know, like, for us today, is this the best IEM under 300, maybe under 500? I don't know, let's see together. Without further ado, let's begin here. This is the box. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the unboxing experience. If you bought like any DUNU IEM, I think you kind of expect what you get here. Like you get an excellent accessory package that has like, these are like the candy tips, and then you get the DUNU SNS tips, one of my favorite. You can see that they come in 3 pairs, 3 sizes. And then you get the regular gray tips. I actually didn't take any time to take these things off because I have other IEMs from DUNU. It's the same package, same excellent package. That's a better way of saying it. You get a brush, of course, and then you get a 1/4-inch adapter, and you get an extra interchangeable plug for the interchangeable plug cable that's provided. Anyway, these ones are flush. I like them. I use them with my A90 a lot, and I love them a lot. Other than that, this is the case it comes with. It's not the most pocket-friendly, but it's very lightweight, and obviously I'm taking this with me everywhere. I see no problem. I just hold it in my hand, or if I'm wearing baggy shorts, I just put them inside the shorts. That way it works also. Inside, we'll be seeing the DUNU itself here. You can see it has a lot of room. It has a lot of space. You can add a dongle or two, add adapters or something like that. This is the IEM itself. Let's have a look at it. And before I take this off, let me just show you here. I have to say first, look at the beauty. Let me get this like that. Just have a look at the beauty of the DUNU DaVinci. Obviously, I think each one is going to be personal, right? Because wood. There is real wood under here, and every faceplate is going to look different. So it is unique. I think I got lucky because I got the one that I really wanted. This is the look that I love. It's obviously wonderful. The earpiece itself is on the large kind of side of things. I guess you could see that. Maybe if I show it to like that. Nozzle is not, I will remove this later and post a picture. It's not big, it's quite average. It has a lip here. I will show a picture. It holds on very tight to the ear tip, which is very nice. And if you can focus here and see, the connector is a recessed 2-pin, one of the safest connectors actually. And not only that, you get a, I'll post a picture, maybe it will be better. There is a groove that goes in, so it adds more stability, more security. This is my favorite type of connection, to be honest, although the Pentacon ear is easier to use, but I like the stability here. Anyway, they look marvelous. Fit, comfort, stuff like that. I had no issues. It fits in my ear, no problem at all. Although it's a bit chunky, like you can see here, but it stays very well put in my ear. I feel it comfortable, no problem. And you can see even I'm using the large or X-large DUNU SNS tips. I have no problem. That's the unboxing experience done, except the cable, which I'll take just a second. It's a very, very nice cable. Not the softest cable, not the most flexible due to the braiding that's we can see here, but it's very high quality and it doesn't tangle much. Honestly, the changed termination here, we can see the difference between that and other previous DUNU IEMs is it's not a 90-degree angle, and the Q-lock system is different. Previously, I will show when I do the comparison, it was different. Here you have, it's a screw-in threaded mechanism. So you remove it, and when you want it, you can just line it up. And honestly, when you line it up, there's no click, there's nothing. Like, you just put it like that, match them, and you just screw it in. It's very smooth. And voila, done. So there it is. Cables are marked. Cables, you can see it's very nice. Very nice cable, honestly. Like, this alone should cost some money. Enough talking about all of that. Now you understand what you're paying for. I just want to show that because I love buying DUNU IEMs, because I feel I'm getting more for my money, or at least I'm getting a very respectable experience. Anyway, let's talk about the sound here. I will start with the sub bass and bass. And let me say, first of all, the bass here is the standout feature. It is the most powerful part of the sound spectrum. Like, if there is an emphasis, if you ask me which part of the frequency response is emphasized on the DUNU DaVinci, I will say definitely the bass. I will start with the sub bass. I'm sure if you've read about this, you will know like it has like 5-way crossover, and one of the things that I find, which is really strange to me at least, is the separation, the excellent separation between the sub bass and the mid bass. Like, very few IEMs where I can put it in my ear and I can hear a clear distinction between the sub bass and the mid bass. I don't know if this is maybe because of the 5-way crossover, because it crosses over at the bass part. If you don't know what a crossover is, guys, usually it's like a few capacitors or resistors or something put on a small PCB board most of the time, because every driver has certain frequencies and you can't just get a full range 20 to 20K from one driver. You can, but I'm talking about hybrid or multi-driver IEMs, usually they do use many drivers. So the way to arrange that is to use each driver at its best frequency, and then literally the frequencies literally cross over. That's what happens. So this mechanism is called a crossover. You can see it also on speakers and so on. Back to our point, is the separation between the sub bass and mid bass that I'm hearing in my ear due to the acoustic tubes, or is it due to the crossover? I don't care. It is wonderful. One of the best sub-bass responses in an IEM under 400, only bested by the Elysian Pilgrim. Honestly, the Elysian Pilgrim is the only IEM that has better sub-bass. The rumble on the DUNU DaVinci is insane. Is insane. Like, you hear some songs, or you know, like especially when I'm watching Netflix and some like bass-heavy test tracks, and you know that moment, you know that feeling when the sub bass hits you and you feel like you catch your breath, or like if your heart is going to stop because the beat drops so low, and yet the DaVinci excels. So I just wanted to take a moment to ramble about the sub bass because it is so good. Moving on to the mid bass, as I said, here is the star of the show. It is so powerful, guys. Like, it is so powerful. Like, the way I would describe it, like, very few IEMs have the strength and the impact and the slam in this price range that the DaVinci gets. Like, the DaVinci is like blowing everything away, at least in the bass department, all right? The slam is so powerful that the bass is not only visceral, it's not only punchy, it's not only has an excellent slam, but check this out. I would describe it as palpable. Like, there is an element of tactility. I can feel the bass as well as I can hear it, and it is very well done. There is a lot of detail in the bass itself, a lot of texture. Wow, I would be honest with you and I say it is a few dBs north of neutral. And yes, a few dBs more than my preference. I'll be honest. Like, for my preference in neutrality, I think this is just slightly above. But boy, oh boy, are they enjoyable? Like, are they enjoyable? I'm not giving these away or selling them. I'm keeping them because I love them. This enjoyable experience, you find it in rare IEMs, you know? Like, I also have the Sennheiser IE600 and I keep it because of the bass it has. This is not the same level of bass, not the same quantity, but man, it is so enjoyable. Other than that, of course, this carries over to the lower mid-range, and it gives it a bit of thickness, a bit warm. Like, I would say the sound signature of the DUNU DaVinci is a balanced sound signature with a hint of warmth. Like, there is a warmth in the lower mid-range that gives it thickness, that gives it body, that gives it, you know, instruments sound full-bodied. You can hear also, like, for example, male vocals sound really natural and thick. Everything about this IEM screams natural to me from the moment I put it in my ear, but the aspect I love most about them, other than listening to EDM tracks and the bass and hip-hop, is the sound of the male vocals. No matter what you do, like, for example, I was listening to Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash has a track called Hurt, which I love. The way the depth of his voice is conveyed the way you can hear it is portrayed is so natural, so deep, so thick. This is what I want to hear from male vocals. It is done very, very well, and yet at the same time, there is this crazy thing where you can see the separation between the bass or the mid bass and the lower mid range. I don't know how they did it, but it's tastefully done. You hear the warmth, you hear the thickness, but still the mid range, lower mid range is very clear. It's very thick. It's very powerful. Acoustic guitars have their weight. Like I was listening to the song, for example, Mountains by Hans Zimmer, just an example, and the song part where there's like an organ music, oh my god, like breathtaking. I'm like in my chair, I cannot move because of how breathtaking it is. The experience is so grand. It's insane. I know, like, I'm talking about it a lot, but this part of the DaVinci, it's like the opposite of the Nova from the mid bass and lower mid range. It's like they took it up another level. Anyway, that's my experience about the mid range. Other than that, it's clean, it's clear. I hear everything. But when I'm listening to hip hop music, as much as I enjoy the lower mid range, I still think that the bass, specifically the mid bass, takes a big part of your attention. Like, no matter what I'm listening to, from classical music to hip hop, like I was listening to like Notorious B.I.G. and Ice Cube, some of my favorite music like Hypnotize and stuff like that, and I was like, my attention is not grabbed to the vocals, it's grabbed by the bass in the background. So this is something to keep in mind. Is it for bass heads, this IEM? I would say no, probably, but I'm sure many bass heads will love it and enjoy it. Moving on to the upper mid-range. Thankfully here it's done very well. Not shouty, not too much. As I said, balanced. I would describe the vocals in general and the whole mid-range as in the middle. It's in the middle. It's balanced. It's not vocal forward. It's not recessed. It's just balanced in the middle. But I feel the bass makes the presence known more, which helps the lower mid-range. At the same time, the upper mid-range is clean. It's clear. Higher pitch vocals sound okay. Sound great, actually, not okay. I mean, you can hear them in the mix. They're not buried or anything. I would personally, of course, like prefer a touch more, but I think they did the right decision. Maybe it would have been shouty, and I don't like that. So I think they made a perfect decision here. If we move on to, other than the mid-range, upper mid-range, we move on to the treble. You will find the treble is very well done. It's extended. There's a lot of clarity in the upper treble specifically. There's a lot of air, a lot of shimmer, a lot of sizzle. This aids the female vocals, as I said. It gives them that clarity they need. It gives them the upper extension in the upper octaves. And you find the sound of the female vocals even, like the male vocals have that warmth, have that thickness, but the female vocals get their clarity from the treble. So you feel like everything is well balanced. That's why I said I didn't say it's neutral, I said it's balanced. And it has that bass boost, that warmth, which makes it awesome, man. Other than that, the treble, I would describe it also as a bit smooth. It doesn't mean it lacks detail. It's very detailed. It's very smooth. It has that. I say it's smooth because I don't perceive any peakiness or any emphasized parts of the treble. Same thing with the upper mid-range. I don't perceive that. So that's why I say everything is smooth to my ears. When we move on, the other thing I want to talk about is the technicalities. The detail retrieval here of the DaVinci is above average for the price point. And I'm talking macro detail and I'm talking micro detail. It has very good amount of detail in like many parts. Like in the mid-range, yes, it is there, but I find it more clean and clear in the upper mid-range, in the treble, and even the bass has texture and has like many details that you can hear with your ear, which, you know, I don't get that with some other IEMs. Maybe Elysian Pilgrim does that also, maybe even better, but it's just something to say that I wanted to share. Soundstage, actually, it is wide. Maybe this is due to the size of the shells, the earpieces, maybe this is due to something else, but it is wide and deep. I would say slightly above average. Slightly above average, no, because I hear instruments like here when I listen to them, and there's the element of depth. I feel things moving forward and backwards. when I use some test tracks, Dr. Chesky, I can feel that, and I can hear things that have a depth. And listening specifically to classical music, things that are closer to you, you can hear it, and when they're going away, you can feel the depth and stuff like that. Imaging is excellent on this IEM. Oh my god, excellent. You can hear Johnny Cash hurt, and you can hear Scorpions, and you can hear like many types of music, and you can hear things coming from right side, left side, right side, left side, left. It's super. It's super. Very well done. You can see the driver quality is excellent with DUNU, as always. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, just wanted to share that. It's excellent for its price, and better than a lot of IEMs. The last thing I want to say here is overall, like, how would I rate them? I would give them like 4.5 out of 5 and 9 out of 10, maybe even a bit more than 9, honestly, 9.5. They're absolutely excellent value. I just think that for my personal preference, sometimes I would prefer the bass to be slightly a bit lower, but I have to own IEMs like these, like the IX600, and because I like good bass. I like IEMs for different occasions. I like to enjoy male vocals with their thickness sometimes. I like stuff like that. So this is staying with me, never going away. I honestly feel they did a very good job here, and I think this is a reference and a benchmark. This is the best IEM to get under 300, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know anything else. Well, what about the Dusk, you might say? Well, let's talk about it. First of all, I don't own the Dusk. I don't have it with me right now. It was with me this morning. One of my best friends lives close by. He has it. I don't want to buy it, although I spent a lot of time with it and I like it, because I will never use the USB cable. I'm not buying these amps and DACs and Bluetooth DAC amps, and I'm going to throw them away and use a USB cable. So that is something. So another thing is, I don't like them with the analog. They're okay, just not worth that price with the analog mode. That's just my personal opinion. They're still good. Nothing out of the ordinary. You know, nothing that grabs my attention at the price. They're good. So I have to use the USB cable, and I will not do that. And it has some noise issues and the app things, you know. There's a few things. But other than that, it's an excellent IEM. Very good IEM. So I listened to it. I compared it, A/B'd it with the DUNU DaVinci. What are the results? Well, I like the Dusk better. I'm being honest here on one area only. The Dusk 2, of course, which is the treble. I think the microplanar tweeters that Moondrop is using, they're on to something here, because they sound very good to my ears, and the way I would describe it is realistic. It's a very realistic upper treble. Is it better than the DaVinci, the upper treble? Yeah, but anything else and everything else, DaVinci wins. Like, I would say, to be honest, like, some things they are equal in. Like, I will not say the DaVinci wins, but I mean the wins for my money. That's what I want to say. But, for example, technical detail retrieval, they're on the same level. Like, sometimes I would put them, maybe in my ear, I would say, oh, yeah, maybe the Dusk is better. But then I listen again and, yeah, you know, it's really close. It's really close. So I would say it's on the same level. Obviously, you get the benefit of the bass of the DaVinci, but mid-range is almost the same, and you get the treble of the Blessing. Soundstage, imaging, all these things are almost very similar. Like, the Blessing does gives you the benefit of the imaging with the upper treble they have, you know, so, you know, as a quality, it's different. But if I have to choose one, I would choose the DaVinci, no questions asked. It's much better to my ears. The tuning, the price, the accessories, honestly, everything. And that's just my preference. That's just my opinion about it. So there it goes. Now, another thing here is, of course, many of you saw this, and I will just compare it to these two. These are the SA6 Ultras. They are mine. I don't want to sell them. I love them so much. They have been with me for a long time, man, really long time. And one of my favorite IEMs. I travel with them. You know, they don't have a vent. They isolate noise. I like their sound signature. But I know some of you will ask and say, oh, but why did you get the MK2? Because to my ears, the MK2 sounds much better. I see some people sometimes saying, oh, you know, the Ultra, man, maybe if they hear it. You know, I just keep it for sentimental value because I was so happy when I bought the Ultra and I love it. And it's rare, so I'm keeping it. But sound quality-wise, this is the one I listen to in my home, and I love it. With the Glacier, of course, which I have right here. Man, I'm a DUNU fanboy. Anyway, how is the comparison between the DUNU DaVinci and the SA6 Ultra and the SA6 MK2? Is it a side grade, downgrade, upgrade? Well, like the Ultra doesn't have the bass that the MK2 has, so I will just compare them like this. If you like more bass than the MK2 offers, then the DaVinci will be an upgrade in the bass. Other than that, I don't think even it's a sine grade. Like, I think if you like go to the MK2, other than the bass, everything else is an upgrade and huge and noticeable. Yeah. What I mean is it has a lot, the MK2 and the Ultra, they have a lot more resolution. They have a lot more detail, macro detail and micro detail. And by a large margin, you can hear that. Another thing is the MK2 specifically has much better treble extension. And it doesn't have, if you feel the bass here is too much, it doesn't have that extra bass. So you feel everything is super clean. And at the same time, both of them are wider sounding than the DaVinci. Specifically, the MK2 is very wide sounding. A lot of good spatial cues and imaging. One of the best IEMs. I know people like love it or hate it. I love it so much. It has the balance I need, and it's very well detailed, man. Detail retrieval here is high end. Like, you can get even $700, $800 and you still get that level of detail retrieval. So this part, this is what you get. The treble extension, the clarity, the detail, the instrument separation, the quality of the mid-range, the clarity you perceive the mid-range, you know, and of course you get a more balanced bass. But which one is better in terms of the bass? I would say without a doubt the DaVinci is much better in terms of the bass. And it makes it more suitable to more genres. Like if you listen to hip-hop with the MK2, it's very well, especially if you use the switch. It's very good, but it will not let you, you know, feel that slam against your ear, that tactile feeling I was getting with the DaVinci, like I was talking about. So in that element, you know, this is something that you have to keep in mind. Keep in mind the price at the same time. Like, this is $300. This is like 500 or more. So in that element, yeah, of course, this is not the same. And, you know, like, you know, if you want them, yeah, you can get them. But keep in mind the bass here is better and more quality-wise. And better from, oh my God, from the quality-wise, it's insane difference. So that's the thing I wanted to say. Other than that, everything else, of course, on the MK2 and on the Ultra is better. Specifically the resolution, and on the MK2, the treble extension. So that's what I want to say. If you have the MK2 or the Ultra, should you get the DaVinci? I see a person doing that. Yeah, I can see that because of the bass. Like, I will be keeping them. I will not be selling them because I like the bass. I like the bass on the DaVinci. Anything else? Yeah, they are different. They are better in other aspects, the MK2 and the Ultra, and so on. Anyway, this has been a long review. I've been listening to them for a long time, these things and comparison and so on. I will finish this with a quick mention about the Pilgrim and the Origin. I was listening to them also. The Pilgrim has more resolution, which is way more, you know. Less mid-bass, better sub-bass, but there you go. I think this one is more enjoyable because of the bass to my ears. Same thing, Origin has more forward vocals, detail retrieval maybe on the same level, maybe slightly more, you know, because maybe it appears that way to my ear because the bass is less and the vocals are forward, so I perceive more vocal clarity on the Origin. But this one, again, is more enjoyable due to the bass. So that's it, guys. Congratulations to the Giz Audio team and to the DUNU team. This is wonderful. This is a benchmark, as I said, and a reference for $300. Like, if you ask me ever in the future, $300, DUNU DaVinci, question asked and answered. No more explaining needed. Like, for example, any other IEMs that can even have that signature? I'm not sure. Like, honestly, I feel a bit tired after listening for like 2 days for this. So these have been my impressions and my review. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. I will answer them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel, if you like my content, please do so. And congratulations again to DUNU and Giz Audio. This is how it is done. This is a very good example of how it's done. Until then, see you on the next one. Bye.